Hey, Alex.
Good evening.
How's it going?
It is going. I'm still at City Hall.
Nice.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey, Fan, how are you?
Good.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Just let everyone log in for a minute here.
Nice to see you too, Sarah. Thanks.
Thanks. And I think it's just going to be me from the mayor's team tonight because Rita and I think some other folks are also at the convention center. So I don't think she will make it in time because she was just texting me and she was still there. So. Oh, Alex, Mary just sent me her oath card. So I'm gonna email it to you right now. There we go. Okay, Alex, so you should have that from Mary now too. So I think the only person that we're missing those oath cards from is from Karen then, right, Alex?
That is correct.
She's not attending. This is Kenya. I was just talking to her and she's like, she was on that shell tour or something with Rita.
Oh yeah, they're all at the convention center doing the thank you to everyone for all their work there. And then I think there was a reception afterwards. So yeah, Rita's not gonna make it either, so. And then Fabienne, how does this normally you pretty much run everything?
Yes.
Right.
I'm calling from France on a different computer here. So is it normal that I don't see anyone on the videos on the screen?
No, I think it's because only it's a webinar form and Sarah has to make us presenters so that we show up in the screen.
Oh, that's why. Promote to panelists. Is that right? Okay. Let me do that.
Right now we only see you.
I was like, why do I see no one? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just learning how to do all this stuff. Let me do that with everyone. Let's see. Promote to panelists.
Sarah, I think you should also activate everyone's video.
Sorry?
I think there's also an option to activate everyone's video.
Oh, let's see. Okay, I put everyone as a panelist. And now let's see. Trying to find a way to do that. Sorry, everyone. I'm the worst at having to figure out all these technology things. Let's see. More. Looking for that option real quick. I wonder if I have to make people co-hosts. This is so weird. I've never had this on I guess because it's a webinar.
Give it a try. Make one of us co-hosts and see if we can
Okay.
turn on our cameras because right now we can't.
Yeah. All right. Kenya, I just did it for yours. Does that let you?
There I am.
Okay, that's what it is. I'll make everyone a co-host
Mm.
and then you can put on your cameras. So weird. Thank you, everyone, for your patience.
We've all gone through it.
Right when I think I have things finally figured out, then there's always like something new where I'm like, what?
That's right. It's deliberate.
Right.
Good afternoon,
I know.
everybody. How are you?
Let's see.
It's nice to see some new faces on the board.
Yeah, I definitely don't want everyone just only seeing me. Like, that's my worst nightmare. Okay, here we go.
Ryan, so great to see you first presenting, and here you are now joining the team.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back and now in this capacity. I'm honored and excited.
Now we have our insight into airport updates.
Definitely, definitely.
See. Okay. Panelist. Now I've got a couple more, but
How is the weather in San Diego?
Mhm. Perfect.
As always.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Fabian. What time is it?
It's 2:30 in the morning, so I'm trying to keep my eyes open.
oh gosh.
It's important. So I wanted to be with you guys.
That's dedication. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, I think everyone has been made a co-host, so everyone should be able to unmute themselves and put their cameras on. So,
I'm not on yet. I'm Caroline.
oh, let's see. Let's see. You should be able to put your camera on because you're now a co-host. Try putting,
Okay,
yeah. There you go.
there it is. There
Yeah.
it is.
Okay,
Okay.
great. Okay. And I think we're ready. If Fabian, if you want to get us started, I think everyone who's coming is here.
Perfect. Thank you. So it's, as I said, it's so nice to see so many familiar and new faces on the board. What a change. I was not there at the June meeting, so I'm really excited for the International Affairs Board. I just will mention again, and you probably know that already, this meeting is open to the public as per the Brown Act, and will be recorded and later available on YouTube channels. Members of the public are allowed to make comments in the webinar after raising their hands, and we will unmute them. So I guess, Sarah, you will take care of any public comments, right?
Yeah, I don't see anyone. I think everyone here is from the board. Does anyone see? I'm still getting to know everyone, so I don't know if I know everybody, but I don't see any members of the public here.
Thank you. This meeting is special in the sense that we're going to elect a new chair and get to know a little bit more the new, I think it's 8 board members, new board members, right, that have joined us. So that's really exciting. But to start, I'm going to do a quick call to confirm everyone's attendance, and we will vote on the June minutes. And I always like to do that at the same time in the agenda. You know, it's one after another, but in order to gain some time and allow for more conversation, we like to do it together. So when I call your name, please unmute yourself and say present. And at the same time, say yay, nay, or abstain for the June 9th, 2021 minutes. I hope everyone had an opportunity to review those minutes. And before we do the call, I just would like to know if anyone would like to make a motion to approve the minutes as they are. So if so, please just unmute yourself and say your name.
I'll make the motion, Kenya.
Thank you, Kenya, for making a motion. Would anyone like to second that?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Caroline, for seconding it. So I'm calling now. Again, please notify your presence and you vote on the minutes. Mrs. Mary Abad,
Present, yay.
Miss Melissa Floca,
Present, yay.
Mr. Andre Kwan,
Present, yay.
Mr. Mark Leo. Mark is not here. Miss Chandler Martin,
Present and yay.
Miss Hilda Mwangi. Hilda is not here. Miss Caroline Williams,
Present and yay. Did you say Caroline Williams?
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Kenya Zamaripa,
Present and yay.
Miss Victoria Phillips,
Present, yay.
nice to meet you, Victoria. Mr. Brian D'Amico,
Present and yay.
welcome, Brian. Mr. William Gable, I hope I pronounced your name properly.
Geibel, close. but,
Gable, okay,
yeah.
thank you, William.
Present and yay.
Mr. Nathan Williams,
Present and yay.
nice to see you, Nathan.
Nice to see you too.
Mr. Dennis Michael Broussard,
Present, and I will have to abstain. I don't know that I'm in a position to vote on the previous meeting since this is my first meeting.
perfect, thank you. Mr. Gustavo de la Fuente,
Present and yay.
nice to see you, Gustavo.
See you.
Mr. Richard Bainter,
Present and abstain.
thank you. Miss Karen Higareda. I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing her name properly. And as for myself, I will abstain because I was also absent at the last meeting. I would like now to call on the election of the new chair and call for nominations. So I was told by, well, it's Sarah who sent me some instructions. It turns out that people can nominate themselves or other members can nominate someone. Only members can be nominated as chair include the members who are designated as community members and not members representing a civic organization. Sarah, can you clarify that point, please? Because you sent me a few names and I was a little bit confused about that.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to ask Alex real quick though, if we're supposed to confirm the new members first before we do the vote, is that right, Alex? Should we have everyone?
Yeah, everyone has to be sworn in.
Yeah, I think we need to do that
Second.
first before we
And
pick
all
a new
members can
chair.
vote.
Perfect. So Alex, you take it from there for the new members to be sworn in?
If I could have you raise your right hand, all appointments and reappointments to International Affair Boards, and then repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Mary Bob,
Nathan Williams.
Williams.
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support and defend
That I
that I will
support
support
and
and
defend
the Constitution of the United States
the
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and
the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all
enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
That I
That
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States,
to the
the
Constitution
Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of California,
the Constitution
of the State of California.
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this
this
obligation
obligation freely
Really?
without any mental reservation or purpose,
without
any
mental
reservation or
reservation
purpose
Reservation or purpose?
of evasion,
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 and that I will well and faithfully discharge
that I will
Faithfully discharge
discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the
the
duties
duties upon which I am about to
enter.
Congratulations to each one of you. I can't turn on my face, but my name is Alex Flores. I work as the Chief Clerk for the Office of the City Clerk. If you guys have any questions about boards and commissions, I am your guy. So please feel free to email me, guys. And congratulations again.
Thank you.
Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, everyone. Again, we're so excited to have you joining the board, to bring your talents, your expertise, to advise the mayor and the city council on international affairs. It's really a new chapter for the International Affairs Board, so I'm delighted to have you all. Today is my last board meeting. I'm actually not sure that I was supposed to to be sworn in today. So we have Kenya and I were the only executive officers left. And as a matter of fact, I think we have to elect a new chair for the board following Mr. Abrams' departure in March. So Sarah, do you want just perhaps to clarify who is allowed to be nominated or nominate themselves, and that distinction between the community members and the civic organization?
Yeah, my understanding is that to be chair, you can't be a member of a civic organization like Kenya, for example, works with the San Diego Chamber of Commerce. That is a kind of example of what would prohibit you from being chair. So I think you have to be a community member and not associated. I think that probably also applies to things like universities. So if any of you know better than me, a lot of this I'm just learning, but that's my understanding.
Okay, so I have a list of members, community members. So those are the eligible members that can either nominate themselves or be nominated. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share this list with you all. Brian D'Amico, Victoria Phillips, William Geibel, Richard Bainter, Mary Abad, Mark Leo, and Gustavo de la Fuente. Is that correct? Okay, so those are the members.
Gustavo, do you qualify? I didn't think Gustavo would, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Gustavo and I are on the same situation.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think Gustavo can. Okay.
And Brian works for the airport, right?
I do, so I'm pretty sure that wouldn't qualify as well.
Right. So that just limits our list even more there. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have Victoria Phillips, William Geibel, Richard Bainter, Mary Abad, and Mark Leo. So among those members, does anyone would like to nominate themselves? If so, please unmute yourself and say your name. Does anyone would like to nominate any of those members?
I would like to nominate Rick Bainter.
Okay, so I think we would like to second. Who would like to second that nomination from Caroline for Rick Bainter? Maybe Rick wants to say a few words here first.
Yeah, maybe I should say a few words.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead, Rick.
Please.
So this is my first meeting. I'm brand new to the board. So I mean, I'm happy to do this, but also happy to have someone with a little more experience take the role. So I don't know if I should say something about myself for people who don't even know me.
Please go ahead, Rick. Why don't you say a few words about
Seems
yourself?
kind of rushed. So I'm an attorney in town. I do some international work. I've worked in the country of Bosnia for the last 20 years. So I travel there. I was there a couple of weeks ago for the first time after a year and a half of not traveling. I know Fabienne and Caroline through the Diplomacy Council. I was a board member and a chair of the Diplomacy Council for several years. I'm also actively involved with the California Lawyers Association and active on their international law section. And through that work, I interact with foreign bar associations and foreign lawyers and work on exchange programs with foreign bars and bring foreign lawyers to California. So that's kind of my international background and experience. And I was excited to join the board because I think the board does similar work or should do similar work in promoting San Diego and connecting with other cities around the world. And business leaders, cultural leaders, educational leaders. So, I mean, that's who I am and my background. Again, you know, I would be happy to learn more about everyone else's background before kind of taking this vote. I'm happy again to step forward if no one else wants to do this, but also realize that I'm a newcomer.
I mean, if I may, I think we should have started with precisely introducing ourselves because
Yeah.
some of us know each other, but not all of us do. And that being said, my name is Kenia Samarripa. I serve as Executive Director of International Business Affairs here at the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. I've been here for about 4 years. I'm also with HOPE, which is the Hispanics Organized for Political Equality. And my background is all about like international affairs, marketing, and actually sport fishing. And other than that, I have the pleasure to serve on this board for, I think this will be my 3rd year since I'm retaking the oath. To Rick's point, even though I can serve as chair, I am also volunteering to serve as vice chair if that serves the case, since a few of us can't really serve in that position just yet, but I'll just put it out there. And then let me call on the person on my right so we can go next to this, Brian.
Thanks, Kenya. Hello, everyone. My name is Brian D'Amico. I am the Program Manager of Air Service Development at the San Diego Airport. And so my job is basically selling San Diego to airlines to convince them to offer new flights and services from our region. And our particular focus is on international air service development. So my background has been, I've been in San Diego 3 years. I was working with airport consulting companies in DC and other airports in the Midwest and Northeast doing similar work before. So my interest in international affairs is obviously creating global connectivity for international commerce and relation development. And that's what I'm trying to do in my day job. And I was very impressed by the work that the International Affairs Board is doing in the city of San Diego. And I'm very honored to be with you all on this board now. So thank you very much. And I guess if I'll call on Bill, you're to my right, if you don't mind introducing yourself.
Of course. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to meet you all. My name is Bill Robertson Geibel. I am a faculty member at UCSD and also the Associate Director of Experiential Learning for Six College over there. And my background in international related things, I was a Fulbright Scholar to Turkey after my master's degree. And I study basically what I would call global education or international higher education. And so I work at UCSD and my research is on partnerships between universities and countries and the exchange of students and scholarship. And so that's kind of my area. I'm married a San Diegan, so that's what brought me down here, and you can't take San Diegans out of San Diego, probably for good reason. Anyways, it's really nice to meet you all, and I will popcorn to Melissa.
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Floca. I lead cross-border initiatives at the Kroc School at the University of San Diego. And in my role, I work on issues related to peace and inclusion in the cross-border region. And I'm particularly interested in innovation, education, workforce development, and economic competitiveness. And it's really wonderful to be here with all of you today. Sorry, popcorn to Victoria.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria Phillips. I am originally from South Africa. I study nonprofits and leadership studies from University of San Diego. I run my own consulting firm. I have a consulting firm for nonprofits here that I started. I've been in nonprofit for over 12 years. I've worked in Asia, I've worked in Europe, I've worked with big international nonprofits. I'm currently working with MSC and alongside with my consulting firm. I belong to High Network in San Diego. So many Association here in San Diego. I'm so much interested in this board. When I saw the opportunity, I felt this is where I should be, this is where I should belong. So I have expertise in philanthropy, in international events, in fundraising, and also in marketing. I think my experience in exchange and cultural exchange and in philanthropy and also in these countries, this continent I've worked will really benefit this board. I think I can share some of my experience here, and I think this is where I should belong. So I'm so glad to meet every one of you. Thank you. So I'll pass the popcorn to Andre.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andre Kwan, along with Melissa and Kenya, Mary, and a couple other ones. This is my third year after signing the oath. Pleasure to be in a room with all you guys and ladies, talented as you can be. My background is in real estate and lending. I'm a regional manager for a bank here. I also served on the International Real Estate Committee for the San Diego Association of Realtors the last 4 years. So I'm interested in just kind of getting to know further, like how do we help foreign nationals, how do we invest in state and also out of the country. So that's kind of my background, and yeah, just continuous learning for everybody here and pushing the ball forward. So I will popcorn over. Caroline, have you went yet?
Have I won yet?
Have you went yet?
Have I?
Introduce and talk about.
No, I've not. All right, I'll introduce myself. Caroline Williams. I've been on the board a couple of years now. I was a former Foreign Service officer and served in places like Israel for 3 years and State Department in various assignments like the Intelligence Bureau and writing the morning summary for the Secretary of State the next day. And my husband and I moved to San Diego, and I've been working with international groups, and it was a pleasure to be on this board. And Bruce and I worked on some things together, and Rick Bainter and we've often worked for the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE, and that's where we met. And we went to monitor elections in other countries. And it's an ongoing thing. As long as I hold up and they will invite me, I'll go. And now who to popcorn to? Chandler, have you been popcorned yet? No?
Not yet. It's my turn. Thank you, Caroline.
Okay.
Like many of our fellow board members, this is my third or maybe I think third year on the board. So it's an honor to be reappointed. And my day job is I run a consultancy that promotes US-Cuba cooperation. And outside of that, I have a strategy consulting firm. So I work primarily with social impact companies and small businesses. So there's certainly a lot of global companies in that portfolio, but primarily the focus is social impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll kick it over to, let's see. Nathan, have you gone yet?
No, I haven't gone yet. Thank you so much. Sorry if my name's Nathan Williams. Sorry if there's a bit of noise. I'm actually at the convention center where it's the closing ceremony for the emergency intake site. So I stepped out for the meeting. My name's Nathan. I'm a senior liaison officer with the United Nations Refugee Agency. I'm an international civil servant. I've held my position for about 11 years now, 2 of which have been in San Diego. This is the first time I've worked domestically. Most of my experience is working abroad in Lebanon, Bangladesh, Nepal, Ethiopia, Malaysia, etc. So I have a lot of international experience, but I'm really hoping to learn more about how international and domestic issues intersect. And I'm really excited for the opportunity to be on the board. So thank you so much. And I think I will popcorn to Mary Abad.
Mm-hmm. Where did Mary go?
You're on mute.
Okay, can you see me and hear me? Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get into some better lighting, but anyways, Mary Abad, I've been part of the board now for I think 4 or 5 years. So one of the older board members for sure, happy to help in any capacity in this exciting transition. So my day job is a banker. I started off in international development actually as a microfinance Peace Corps volunteer. Did my master's at Johns Hopkins at SAIS in International Affairs and my MBA at Columbia. Worked on Wall Street for a while, then did international development again for the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank. So on and off, 8 years abroad in Latin America and Asia primarily. I'm from Orange County, and when I came back in 2012, moved to San Diego shortly thereafter and continue to work for large global banks. I worked for BBVA before they got acquired by PNC and did a lot of cross-border transactions. BBVA owns the largest bank in Mexico, Bancomer. And now I work for JP Morgan, another big global bank with a presence in 35 countries. So excited to be here. Thank you, and meet all of you. Okay, so let's see, who hasn't gone? Gustavo, I don't think we've heard from you yet.
No, thank you. So I know some of you, many of you actually. So I'm Gustavo de la Fuente. I am the executive director of the San Diego Tijuana Smart Border Coalition. We advocate for more efficient crossings through our ports of entry here in the region. And you know, I've been involved in the nonprofit world for the last 4 years, but I've really been in business most of my professional life, working in some companies for other people, and in some cases working for myself or family. So I do have businesses on both sides of the border, Mexico and the United States. Have traveled quite a bit and spent some time in other countries, France, Italy for a while. But I'm honored to be part of this group, and I hope I can contribute in many ways. I've been in San Diego for about 11 years, and have met so many interesting people on both sides of the border. So we've opened a network of great relationships that I hope I can bring some of that learning, some of that experience to the table here in this organization, and even some business experience as well. Sometimes that is needed as part of this whole thing, but and some perspectives that you ought to have from from the cultural side as well as the innovation side. And so I'm certainly open to the conversations about this group. Thank you.
Great, it's indeed so nice to learn more.
I think we're just,
about it.
are we maybe just missing Dennis? Dennis, did you go? I think we were missing one
Yes,
person.
yeah.
Am I the last one?
I think so.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Dennis Michael Broussard. My first name is Dennis Michael. If you don't want to say Dennis Michael, I'll also go by DM. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana. I moved to San Diego to go to graduate school, where I got an international MBA at USD. And then I got a Master's of International Affairs at UCSD at the GPS program. I'm an event producer by day. My superhero by night job is I do humanitarian work, and I partner with organizations around the world in developing countries doing clean water work or educational stuff, educational supplies and teaching equipment. And I've done that in numerous countries throughout Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Senegal, Tanzania, and also Nepal and the Philippines. My purpose is to elevate San Diego's global status and to connect all the great organizations that are working to do those things to work together. So that's kind of a long-term goal and vision of mine. And I think that participation, contribution, and membership in the IAB is the way to really get that going, because there's a lot of great organizations that are doing good work that I also work with, like the San Diego World Affairs Council, Pacific Rim Park, San Diego International Sister Cities Association. So I'm involved with all these organizations. And I think my involvement with the IAB could be more of a liaison type capacity to get everyone to work together, because we got a lot of good organizations doing a lot of good stuff for a fantastic global city. Thank you.
Wonderful. Obviously we need more time to get to know each other, and I know Rita sent a survey with some dates for board retreat. If you have not filled out that survey, please do so. I think an in-person, if possible, in-person survey would be really beneficial for you guys to get to know each other and to build that new board. I'm Fabienne Perlov, former executive director of the San Diego Diplomacy Council and now project director at the Center for Commerce and Diplomacy at UCSD. I had the pleasure to serve for more than 2 years, but due to professional and personal reasons, I'm stepping down today. But so excited that the work is going to be taken care of by great people. So to go back to the election of a new chair, I thank you, Carolyn, for nominating Richard Bainter. Rick, are you comfortable with that nomination? We allowed you to give some comments, but I want to make sure you're comfortable. Is that a yes or no? Or
Yes, of course.
Well,
What's that?
I guess I would just like to give people another chance to nominate again after hearing from all the candidates or all the members, because it's a pretty good panel of people. So,
and we can take of course more than one nominations.
Yeah.
Again, it's like we have Victoria, William, Mary, Mark. Those are possible candidates. So if any of you wants to either nominate yourself or be nominated. Andre, go
I would
ahead.
like to nominate Mary. She's got the most experience currently with the board. I don't know how she fits in with her family and everything else, but that would be my personal nomination.
And she looks good. The lighting is good now, Mary.
So Andre, I really appreciate that nomination, and I'm very willing to support the board in any capacity, but I respectfully decline. My family and professional organization obligations are really too much right now, but I'm willing to support whoever is chair. But thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Andre. Any other nominations?
Can you remind us, Fabienne, of the nominees? I mean, of the available people?
So the community members that can be nominated or nominate themselves are Victoria Phillips, William Robertson Geibel, Richard Bainter, Mary Abad, but Mary just declined, and Mark Leo, who is absent.
Wait a second, I think I'm missing.
Sorry, Fabienne, I'm just trying to think to Rick's point. Is there anyone who's eligible besides Mary, who's also a more experienced person? And is
Victoria.
Oh, Victoria?
Yeah.
This is my first time.
Oh.
Thank you for nominating me, but this is my first time. If I'm given the position, I want to learn as much as possible, and I will accept the nomination.
You will accept the nomination, Victoria?
Yes.
Okay. So Victoria, you
then
can
vote, or
nominate
how does it
yourself
work?
as well, right? Would you like to nominate yourself, Victoria?
Yes.
Okay, that's clear.
So I'm willing to step back and decline and support Victoria.
And then my offer stands for whoever wants to do it to run for vice chair. And then at least we'll have someone that's a little bit more experience on the board to support.
Absolutely. So Sarah, do we do the chair and the vice chair today, or is the chair nominating the vice chair? How does that work?
Oh gosh, good question. I didn't see anything about.
I think the chair nominates the vice chair, so that's something you might want to do in the next meeting or today,
yeah,
right?
I saw, all my emails today were all about just confirming the chair, so we might want to just do that for today. And I believe if it was one or two people, we could do it by a show of hands versus having to send emails. So I think if it's just Victoria, then we could just do a show of hands from what I understand.
Right. So we just need someone to second Victoria's nomination. Does anybody want to second that nomination?
Second.
Thank you, Dennis Michael. Okay, so we're going to do a roll call for the nomination of Victoria Felix as the new chair of the San Diego International Affairs Board. So I'm going to call the names and you just have to say yay or nay. Miss Mary Abad?
Yay.
Miss Melissa Floca?
Yay.
Mr. Andre Kwan?
Yay.
Mr. Mark Leo? Absent, sorry. Mrs. Chandler Martin?
Yay. And I believe that Mark Leo is present.
No, I'm here. Yay.
Oh, Mark, sorry.
I can't get off camera though, so I don't know. It won't let me, but I'm sure it doesn't matter.
Thank you.
It should
Mr.
let you now,
Lee?
Mark. I had to change everyone's. It should let you, there you go.
Okay, nice to see you, Mark. Miss Caroline Williams?
Yay.
Thank you. Miss Kenya Zamaripa?
Yay.
Mr. Brian D'Amico?
Yay.
Mr. William Robertson Gabel?
Yay.
Mr. Dennis Michael Broussard?
Yay.
Mr. Gustavo de la Fuente?
Yay.
Mr. Richard Painter?
Yes.
And Karen is not here. And as for myself, I say yay too. Wonderful. I think we have a new chair. Congratulations, Victoria.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Victoria.
Thank you.
Oh, Nathan, please. Yes, I didn't mention your name, I think.
You didn't, but it's a yay, just for the
Okay.
record.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Wonderful. Victoria, would you like to say a few words?
Of course. So I don't even know what to say. Thank you, everyone. This is my first meeting, and I'm glad to meet every one of you. I am looking forward to working together, learning from each one of you. I know we all have wonderful experience, and we have the passion to move this board forward. I'm looking forward to meeting you one-on-one, and thank you for the nomination. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Wonderful. And so, yes, indeed, like Kenya was mentioning, probably at the next board meeting, it would be good to confirm the vice chair and the treasurer. And I think there were some changes in the bylaws that were discussed at the last board meeting that I saw in the minutes. Is that correct, Sarah or Kenya?
Yeah, and I believe vice chair can be someone from a civic organization, from what I understand. I think it's just not chair. So yeah, I think we'll do it. From what I understood, we were just doing chair tonight. So again, sorry, I don't have more information, but this is my second meeting too. So I'm kind of learning a lot right now as well.
Although I won't be there at the next meeting, I will highly encourage to keep Kenya as a vice chair because she has the knowledge, the experience, and I think as a time where there's a lot of turnover, we need to maintain that experience and knowledge that executive officers have. It's very important. And we have a few long-time members as well on the board who will be able to assist. So it's very important. Great. So the next, I think, item will be any updates from you, Sarah, on behalf of the mayor's office.
Yeah, so as you know, Rita's not here tonight because she was with the mayor closing out the convention center effort with the migrant children. So I'm sure all of you are aware, but that has really been a pretty big success. I know over 2,000 children were reunited with family members. And so we're pretty proud of how that turned out and are really happy about the results of that. And now the convention center will be turned over, I think at midnight tonight, back to do events again, which I know the business community is happy about. So that's why Rita's not here. The mayor is going to be doing a press conference about that tomorrow morning. He's also going to be joining Smart Border Coalition with Gustavo. He'll be there tomorrow to give an update just about the border, mostly talking about the border restrictions and the border wait times. So we're looking forward to him joining for that. He'll be also, the mayor of Tijuana will also be there. And then just kind of to give you a quick update on some of the things we've had going on since the last meeting. The mayor signed the MOU with Mexico for Otay East for the port of entry that'll open in 2024. He signed on behalf of Sandag, and that was a pretty great event. And so we're looking forward to obviously having another port of entry and hopefully reducing wait times. What else has he done since then? Oh, he also toured the vaccination site at San Isidro at the port of entry that's now finished, but the vaccination site where workers from Baja California were getting their vaccines in cooperation with the Mexican consulate and UCSD. He also used that as an opportunity to do a press conference with Supervisor Vargas and with Mayor Serge Dedina and Mayor Sotelo Solis to talk about why we need the border restrictions lifted, why it's now time. So he's really trying to be vocal on the border restrictions. We really want them lifted by the 21st. And, you know, we'll continue. He sent a letter again to Alejandro Mayorkas talking, telling him again how much that's hurting our local economy, our families. So we're looking to see what happens with the 21st. And then, you know, if they're extended again, then we'll be deciding what to do to encourage them to finally be lifted. And other than that, Rita's pretty busy. When the mayor first took office, she had done a lot of outreach to the consul generals based in San Francisco and Los Angeles, and a lot of them have confirmed to come visit the mayor over the next week or so. So she has a delegation from Peru, from Australia, France, and the Philippines coming to our office soon now that vaccines are here and we can have some meetings in person again. So it's a busy time for our office. I think it always is. Those are sort of the main things. And then I know tonight we're kind of running short on time, but something I wanted to bring up that we'd like to use this group and talk to you all more about the Border Mayors Conference that the City of San Diego has put on with UCSD over the last, I think it's 7 years. We spoke to Melissa about it since Melissa used to be in charge of that at UCSD, but we're kind of at a crossroads with what to do with that. Kind of moving forward. Last year, it was virtual due to COVID. And we're just sort of looking at, you know, who's the most natural partner and kind of what do we want from it? Do we think it should be something always that's virtual? Should it include newsletters? Kind of just what's the idea moving forward? Like what is most beneficial for us and for the other mayors? We just really like to hear, I don't know if you all have any thoughts right now, but I wanted to at least bring that up as something that we'd like to look to all of you for your advice on what to do with the border mayors. And other than that, I think those are our updates, but I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on that right now, or if you want to bring them next time.
Sarah,
I'm looking to rehost, sorry. So are we looking for maybe like work together to hosting again, or what? Because on my end, you're breaking up a little bit, but, or is it what to do moving forward as to giving them a task or a purpose?
I think it's both. I think, you know, we're going to talk to UCSD and see if it's something that they still want to be doing. I think just now that it's a new mayor, I think it's natural that we'll reconfirm those commitments. make sure that that's something they want to be doing. And then I think we're just looking for guidance on what the direction is in terms of like what we want the goals from it, besides maybe just an annual meeting. I guess we really want to focus in on what it can do and what benefit it would have. So I'm sure some of you have been involved in it in past years. So I think Rita and I would really appreciate any feedback. It looks like Gustavo has something.
Yeah, thank you. When is the event, Sarah?
We haven't planned it yet. It's normally either late summer or fall. So it definitely won't be late summer this year. I would say it would be sometime this fall. So we're just kind of trying to put together like what the scope of work is, because our office has changed over. You know, it used to be Denise who handled that, and now she works for Supervisor Vargas. So there's just been a lot of changes, and it's obviously a new mayor. So I think we want to really get some feedback before we start to plan something without hearing more from some of the stakeholders about their thoughts about it.
I think there's plenty to say about it. I've been involved as a participant and knowing some of the details for the last few of them. And I can say that there's things happening now. And I think I would say a much more collaboration going on between Tijuana and San Diego when it comes to big ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that Kenya, the Tijuana Development Council, and others have been working on something that I think, you know, we as a group could have a say in terms of what should come out of that meeting from the border mayors. That's my sense of it, and really take advantage, leverage that, because there's a lot of whole number of initiatives brewing on both sides of the border. And I think that at least for the people in this group who are familiar with the Mexican side, who have dealt with the Mexican side, I think we're in a very good position, because many of these mayors, border mayors, are going to be taking office between September 15th, 16th, and probably November of this year. So I think it's a great opportunity to kind of, you know, draw a line in the sand and have this area, San Diego and Tijuana, but mainly San Diego, kind of lead the way, as it has, but really with some, you know, with some real concrete things stated. So just a thought.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because I think it probably would make sense to do it around November because it makes the most sense once you have everyone, all the new mayors take office. Otherwise, you're kind of working with people who are on their way out. So probably November would be a good time frame. And that reminds me, Gustavo, I almost forgot about such an important update that I'm sure many of you saw, but we were shortlisted for the World Design Organization designation for 2024. And that would be a binational partnership with Tijuana. So we're obviously excited about that. And our office is working with the Design Forward Alliance we're working on the contract, but we're also working on the visit that they plan to visit. It's between us and Moscow. So they plan to visit San Diego, Tijuana, and Moscow, I think in late August. So the next steps with that will be planning that visit. But I know the mayor and Paula are really excited that we're down to the last two, so.
And to expand, they came to propose to show us the idea for the bid a few months ago, and the board did provide a letter of support, and the chamber did too, and other organizations. But like, just so you know, like the board officially did support that project, and we're pretty excited that is moving forward.
Yeah, it's looking really good actually. So we're all excited about it. And then did anyone else have any initial thoughts? I know I had a long conversation with Melissa, but I don't know if anyone had any initial thoughts about the border mayors. But it's great to get the feedback. And then Rita and I are always available, or we could also set up other meetings, but we're always available to talk, to hear more about your thoughts with it. So.
To expand a little bit on what Gustavo was saying, we do have that first sort of like binational stakeholder meeting on Tuesday, which we're hoping to gather not only the EDCs like San Diego, South County EDC, Tijuana EDC, the Chamber, CDT, and Cotuco, which is sort of like the counterpart for San Diego Tourism Authority, and of course the Smart Border Coalition. And I think it will definitely be an opportunity for us as business organizations to come up with maybe some thoughts that either Gustavo or myself can bring forward on the next meeting.
Okay, yeah, great. I have to get that link from you, Kenya, for Tuesday. But Fabian, that's all from my end. So I don't know if I know we're almost out of time. So that's all we have for city updates.
Thank you, Sarah. I do have questions about, you mentioned the international delegations from Peru, Australia, and France visiting the mayor. Is there anything the International Affairs Board should do, could do to support those visits?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think Rita, especially, we're always looking for, good information to give the mayor, like connections he might not know about between San Diego and those countries. So if it's obviously, I know Fabian, you know a lot about France. If there's connections or information you have that you want to send to Rita and I, we always want him to be obviously prepared with a lot of information. And, there's probably a lot of things that we're not, aware of, a history there, or, what kind of a French population might be in San Diego, or just things that he would have, any suggestions that would give a natural connection for him would be great.
Wonderful. Yes, and in the past, I know that if there was an International Affairs Board member from that country, speaking the language can be, an asset for the mayor during the meeting to create that extra bridge. So yes, please do not hesitate to share information with the board. I myself would be happy to support any French delegations, obviously, but we also have so many talents and expertise on this board. So do not hesitate to reach out to the board when it occurs in the future.
Yeah, great. And I'll write those countries in the chat too. So if any of you speak the language, or you have a good connection or information for us, then please reach out to Rita and I. And I know you all have my contact info.
Sarah, can I just say something? I don't know if you're familiar with this yet, because I know you just started recently, but do you know when a delegation comes to San Diego and they visit the mayor and they visit the city, official visit, what do they walk away with? What do they take back with them? How do the visits work? Any sense for how we could either help with ideas to enhance those visits, give people, a better, even a much better remembrance of when they came here, and just to take something back with them that is more substantial? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, that's something Rita would know the answer to better than I do, but I think it's, again, something that we're more than willing to hear suggestions. At this point, we were just planning the superficial stuff, like what to give them literally as a gift, so that they remember San Diego, which I actually think we have some fun things from SeaWorld and the zoo, since that's kind of a lot of times what people think of when they think of San Diego. But yeah, I wish Rita was here. I'm sorry that I don't have a better answer, but I think, again, we would love any feedback for that.
Yeah.
And Rita is really working hard to kind of raise our sort of international presence and have people know more about San Diego and Tijuana. And so, obviously these kinds of meetings help to do that, but any suggestions are very welcome.
When is the retreat planned for?
I think we're still waiting for everyone to respond to the survey, and then we'll go based off of that.
So would it be possible for Rita or you, Sarah, in coordination with Rita, to send us information about those upcoming delegations, or give us an update at the next board meeting? This way,
yeah,
we'll have information available and see how we can provide recommendations.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful. And yes, Carolyn, I'm sure it's I mean, it is a priority to organize this retreat so that you all work on a strategic plan for the year. You have some clear roadmap to know what to do, where to go, and why. And I encourage, if you have not done so, I encourage you to review some materials about the Global Vision 2030 that was put together by the board. I don't know if it has been shared with you during the onboarding process. No?
No.
Okay. So maybe a sort of a more robust onboarding process could be helpful. Sarah, I don't know if this is a conversation you want to have with Rita. There were a few, Dennis Michael Sensei. Okay, thank you, Dennis Michael, for sharing them. This is really helpful. Yeah, I think just to make sure that you have a chance to join this board with the information that you need to be effective in your role. We can provide you with the minutes as well of the past board meetings. I believe they are all available on the website, by the way. So that can be helpful. And then maybe Kenya and other board members who have been part of that effort can share the materials.
Yeah, and you're right. It is, all the minutes are on the website. I can put that in the chat too.
Wonderful. Well, it was a pleasure to serve the board over the past years. Before I adjourn this meeting, I would like to ask if anyone has anything to share about any international affairs, issues, matters in San Diego. And of course, we want also to congratulate Victoria. And Victoria, you won't be alone. You'll be accompanied by a great team who will help you steer the ship during this coming year. I see Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. So does anyone want to add anything, any comments before we conclude this meeting?
And Ryan put all the dates of when the consul generals will be visiting, just so you're all aware. That's all in the chat.
Just a quick air service update for the group. Similarly with Mexico, we're hopeful that the restrictions with Canada will be lifted on the 21st of this month. And as of now, Air Canada is planning to resume service to San Diego beginning on August 1 with nonstop service to Vancouver. And that'll be our first connection to Canada since March of 2020. So we're slowly rebuilding our international services again. That will be the first flight to Canada and hopefully more to follow. So just wanted to make everyone aware.
Thank you.
Such a great news. Thank you, Brian. Does anybody want to share anything else?
Fabian, I have several updates. So former Chairman Bruce Abrams and I addressed the Diplomacy Council last week or 2 weeks ago on the issue of LGBTQ rights globally. Also on the topic of LGBTQ rights, I'll be leading a delegation to Cuba on that topic. So if anyone is interested in knowing more about that, that's in December. And there's another Cuba delegation on the topic of design and innovation, which I'll be organizing for November. So again, it's open to the public. So if anybody would like to go, feel free to let me know.
I'd love to get that from you, Chandler. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you, Chandler.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
I guess I just had a procedural question, Fabienne. So is there like a group email list that we all can share information like Chandler just mentioned, or what is the appropriate way, I guess, for us to contact and share things like that?
Yeah, so I think so we are all operating under the guidelines of the Brown Act. And so there are some rules associated to the Brown Act. And my understanding is that if you have an information, it's better to send it to Rita or to the chair of the board. and they will share it with everybody. But it cannot be a conversation. So we ask you to not answer or comment an email that has information, about an event or whatsoever. So it has to be informational and not a dialogue. And you can also, I encourage actually our new board members to attend training on the Brown Act. It's always very helpful to know what to do and not to do. And I believe the city can provide this type of short training. There is an online video, Sarah. I don't know if you have the link to that. It's probably available somewhere on the city's website.
Yeah, I don't know if I could pull it up right now, but I could try. I could share that with everyone.
Yeah, but definitely, it's always a good thing to share information. But Victoria and Rita will be the sort of will channel the information and share it with everyone. All right.
Oh, can I just say one thing really quick,
Please.
Fabian?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't want to hold us over, but I just wanted to second what you had mentioned earlier, especially for new folks. I've watched all of your the recordings of this meeting for a while, so you all are famous to me, or most of you. But I just wanted to say, I don't know if this will happen in the retreat, Sarah, or if Victoria, this is maybe a task for the new chair. But if there's some kind of presentation or document that could be put together for new members in terms of what has been working on, like what the group has been working on, just to have, I know I'm sure there's things that happen, internally, that don't make the meetings or conversations that happen, just so that we could be up to date on those things as we move into the retreat, to kind of maybe have that before as we begin to think forward. But that would just some thoughts. Thanks, everyone.
It's a very good point. It would be helpful to have a sort of a package of information for the new board members, and even for the current board members. I think it will be helpful for everybody to get to the board retreat with the same knowledge. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure again to serve this board. I'm very excited. Please do not hesitate to reach out for any information. I will be back in San Diego in August. So I will leave my contact details here in the chat, and or send an email later. You probably will have it actually. And yes, please do not hesitate, and the best of luck. This is important work, so I'll be watching carefully.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you too, Fabian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your leadership.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone. Thank you for your service, and have a great evening.
You too.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.